Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back once again to an episode of Bull Reviews. My name is Bull, and we are back reviewing toys. And we're back on the G.I. Joe train. I wanted to get to this because I've had it for a while now, and that is the retro G.I. Joe Cobra Fang. This is a Walmart exclusive, and this is a really neat little toy. I had a Fang. That was one of the earlier G.I. Joe toys I got when I was a kid. For some reason, I really liked helicopters. The Dragonfly, the G.I. Joe helicopter that came with Wild Bill, was my first G.I. Joe vehicle and one of my very first G.I. Joe toys that I ever got. Loved it, and so I ended up getting this as well. So I always had a thing for the Joe helicopters, and I don't even really know why. Not that I'm a huge helicopter guy or anything, but I got this as a kid, and I loved it. Of course, being a kid, we were hard on our toys, and my little brother was hard on everybody's toys, especially mine. But I'm pretty sure within the first year of having it, the rotor blades had snapped off and the landing gear thingies had snapped off, and I probably lost all the missiles, but that didn't stop us from playing with it for years. Interestingly enough, the original Fang did not come with a pilot figure. So the retro toy here does come with a pilot, and I can see from some of the markings here, and you can see it on the back here, this is actually a new mold. The other retro stuff they've done, the Hiss and the Ostriker, the other two vehicles that they've done for the retro line, those were both, they might have had a little bit of retooling, but they were pretty much the original molds exactly. So with the Fang, we've actually got, I don't know if they took the original and did a lot of retailing or retooling, or if they just did a new one from scratch. I know there were some issues with a lot of their molds because they licensed their stuff out to, there was Fun School in India, there was a company in Brazil, there was a couple of other companies that licensed the molds, and so those molds were sent to other factories and were produced and then never came back, or were damaged or whatever. So I don't know, that might have been the case, but either way, this looks to be a completely new figure. New toy, new figure, new everything. Although it's got all of the classic stylings. So on the front, we got the artwork, and you can see the little window with the character, a Cobra enemy, classic logos. You got the Fang and the disclaimers. G.I. Joe, G.I. Joe, G.I. Joe, and then on the back you can see the figure, you can see the file card, and you can see some of the detailing down there. So I'm going to go ahead and open this up, and we will take a look and see what we've got. So just doing a quick open, we've got our stickers go on it. We've got our blueprint, little blueprint sheets that shows various things, and it shows you where all the stickers go on the back. This one is mostly assembled. That actually might be a good thing, because I'll tell you why here in a second, other than the rotor blades. So it's not quite as much as a model kit as the like say the Ostriker was, but you've got the missiles, the bomb, and then the figure here. Okay, so I've got everything out of the packaging now. So as you can see, we've got the bomb, we've got the missiles, we've got our figure, and we've got the helicopter. So let's take a look at the figure first, because this is like complete. Well, I don't know if it's completely new. It might be reissue from one of the other, but I'm not nearly as familiar with the 25th anniversary or the 50th anniversary Pursuit of Cobra, whatever else line. So if this is a remold of another figure, I'm not 100% positive on it. But just looking at it, we've got, let's see. So we've got he's got a little face mask on. The helmet comes off, but the mask does not. We've got the cool kind of classic Cobra helmet, although it's red rather than blue. Classic red, blue, and black color scheme. Let me kind of... There we go. We can get a little better look at him. It's a nice little figure here. It's not too bad. He's got foot articulation, ankle articulation. It's got swivel at the calf, which is interesting. Swivel at the thighs. He's got a lot of articulation. More than I would have expected. Swivel at the elbows, swivel at the wrists. So yeah, he's actually really, really well, really well articulated. I'm pretty impressed with that level of articulation with this figure. So, all right, let's take a look and put this together. So, yeah, already I can see some differences. I don't remember the joystick. I mean, I could be wrong, but I don't remember the joystick sticking up, or maybe mine had just broken off. I do like he's still got the little peg here, so that when you put him in the pilot seat, the little peg hole in the back will go in there, and that way he can, in theory, yeah, fits snug up in there, and that way you don't have to worry about him sliding forward or anything. Alright, so the rotor blades just fit onto here. They just snug into there. So that's pretty much most of what we've got going on here. We do that. Yeah, the original landing gear, these seem to be pretty on solid. They used to have a little, you basically they had two pegs and you slot two slots. You'd put them in here and then kind of push it forward to slot it into place. And those pegs used to break off really easily. So you'd end up with this thing not being able to stay on, the landing gear. This one looks like it's permanently mounted in there. It's glued in or whatever. So that's not going to come off. That's kind of nice. You can put the little bomb on. We've got the missiles. The missiles are, yeah, very similar to what the old one came with. These little pegs that they go onto would break off pretty easily too. I think the old one was just made of really bad plastic. That or we were just really hell on our toys. So I'll put these missiles on. So one of the things is these little peg holes are small. There's two of them. So it is tricky to get these on. They seem to stay on pretty secure once you get them on, but a pain in the butt. I'll also say big fingers make this really tricky. Alright, there we go. And then put your helmet back on. I will say this helmet's a little loose. It stays on for the most part, but if you bump it or anything, it wants to pop right off. So that's something to be careful with. Alright, and there we go. We've got all the missiles on finally. You don't want to know how many minutes I spent fudging with those things. Like I said, they're not actually hard to put on. I just have really big hands and the peg's really small. So I do, and my hands shake. So I do not do detail work well. It's one of the reasons why I've got a bunch of stuff I want to paint for customs or otherwise, and I just haven't because I know I'm going to do a terrible job. We've got stickers. I will put stickers on later. I'm not going to even try to do that on camera. But this is a complaint I have. The old one had a metal thing that popped in and it spun really well. And this one does not. You know, that was something too, is this used to, I think that used to spin as well. And it doesn't look like there's any way to spin that anymore. So overall, it is a nice toy. I think it's a nice upgrade overall as far as looks. As far as playability, I actually think the old one had a little bit better playability. Like I said, just because the rotor spun better and you had the this little rear rotor you could spin. If I'm remembering right, you might not have been able to. I could be misremembering that completely. But all in all, I'm really digging this. I like this retro. This retro line is great. I'm hoping they do a lot more because it's a great way to get some of these old classic toys again. When you can find them. Walmart's stock is hit and miss, mostly miss. But occasionally when you can find it in stock, they have a lot of them, so usually it's okay. So yeah, that is the Cobra Fang. Alright, so that's going to be it. Like I said, really like this toy. Again, not as great as it could have been, but it is still really solid. I really do like the new detailing they put in. I like the figure that comes with it. He is really nice. Like I said, I think it looks sharp, and considering it's mostly just going to end up on my shelf, unfortunately, I I think it's fine because it'll look good up there. Like I said, its playability's a little low, but that's all right. So that's going to be it for me for this time. Thanks for watching. Like, subscribe, all that jazz. Check out my Patreon down below. My Patreon sponsors are what makes this channel possible. I want to say thank you to all of them. I have some merch if you want to check that out. Those links will all be down in the little description underneath the video. Go check that out. And that'll be it for this time. So thanks for watching, and until next time, keep playing with your toys.